Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time. We have a way to find the enchanted starch if we talk to Susie here. Yeah. Why? Why do you hate starch so much? Oh, it's totally the opposite. So we'll go where you refuse to go. That makes sense. Who might have some anti-Susie powder? Okay. That makes sense. Right next to their sports tape. Aight, well, who do we... main building? School grounds. Honestly, we're going near the end, so I don't even mind using up all these magic movement things. Except, I don't think that's enough to take me to the end. I only have 3 left now. I should probably use them a bit more sparingly. Mind you, this was a long distance for this one, for sure. Because we had to go all the way to the field. But we should be good here. Hey, Amanda! What you up to? Hey, I'm just asking. Oh, there's competitive broom riding? Why you gotta make it personal? Why you gotta make it personal? Well, you don't have it, so... well, it's still school grounds here, so there she is. Let's go and ask Professor... Oh, please don't be gone. Please don't be gone. Whew, okay, good. I was slightly worried for a sec. Hey, Nelson Sensei. You got the stuff? Got the goods? Just say you're getting it for a friend. I'm sorry. That's the fish professor. How? Oh. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Fine, Professor Pisces. She is in classroom 3-1. We have time to run there. The clock just turned. Alrighty. What? I have a number of questions for Professor Pisces. Like, one, how did the that must you know what though, I gotta say, as someone who's now a teacher, I can't even imagine the students who come to live here who don't even speak the language. And like, so in this case for Pisces, that would suck because the students can't understand, well, new ones at least, like Akko, right? Really, if this school was good, and to be fair, they do establish there is money problems, Akko should have a learning aid or something to allow her to achieve, you know? But there's the question of what language are they all speaking here? Do witches have their own language? I mean, I would assume... poorly, but I would assume it'd be English, considering this takes place in what seems to be a European country, but maybe I'm wrong. Thankfully, Akko can speak fish now, so it's aight. Oh, of course she does. Okay, that's not too bad as long as they're all out and about right now, I hope. Collect them. Okay, they're in the courtyard. Okay. Alright, let's go get those applications. I do have to wonder if this quest can continue if the day runs out. I hope it's not one where you have to redo it. Like, there's some parts where, like, I wouldn't have to, like, knowing to get it from her, but, like, I'd probably have to redo her section. There's a lot of problems with this, where it's like, when the day ends, like, who remembers? And what parts go forward, you know? That's why it's like, when we have the side quests, it's like, does it even matter, some of it? Hey. Thanks, Isabel. Magical language. There you go. They all speak the magical language. That makes sense, I guess. That is true. Learning about things that you actually like. Oh, magical languages. I guess there's multiple language. Well, never mind. Next up in the laboratory. Yeah, no, being able to learn stuff that you're interested in is so cool. I took pop culture classes in university because, well, I needed them, for one. Like, it wasn't just a thing that I took because, for the heck of it, I need to go that way, right? No, this way. Right? Is this right? I think it's wrong. I think it's the other way. Oh, wait, it's on the side of the opposite the library. So, yeah, this is the way. No, I really recommend, if you can, take classes on stuff that you enjoy. Mind you, for one of them, I had to read Twilight. Am I in the right one? Oh, shoot, it was Lab B. I had to read Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. That kind of sucked. We did do a study on The Walking Dead, though. That was really interesting. And then we had a class on student subcultures. Applications, she's aiming for perfect score of 990. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we had one on student subculture. So it's like, how would... Remember, I'm in school. Well, I was in school to be a teacher. I am a teacher now. I know, it's weird. Though I'm hoping to get past that stigma. I'm striving so hard to remove the stigma of teachers as non-people. But hey, that's another time for another story for another time. But student subcultures, how do you teach a student who's a furry in the 21st century? And I know it sounds like a joke, but it's... Wait, why is she screaming at us? Oh. Eh? Yeah? That's adorable. You know, but there was other ones. There was, there was a bunch that were really interesting. There was a few that were more, like, you know, obvious, you know, like Joth? Whoa. I was thinking, do I say jock or goth first? And they fused in my mind to make a new subset of students, the Joth, who is a goth jock. Wow, that is the coolest student ever. No, and there's like emo and all those ones, but then there was some on the list that were like I remember some people were like, because remember, when you're in university, there's people of all ages there. So we had some people in our class who were, you know, a bit older, and there was an older lady who's like, "What's cosplaying?" And I'm like, well, let me tell you. Is that the right one? I'm trying to go to the West Storm. I think this is the West Storm. Am I right? Please tell me I'm right. Yes, I am. I'm still getting confused on these sometimes. Hey, Bianca. Thank you. Fair enough. Wow, intelligence too. Who could have it? Main building hallway. Cool. So yeah, that was a really interesting class because it really got into how do you take these students who exist in the 21st century and teach them nowadays. And I really want to strive for that because it's like so often we hear stories of students who are like, oh, the teacher doesn't get me because I'm blank. And it's like, I want to be there for all the students unless they play hockey. They have enough teachers to help them with that. I can't help them with that. I'm sorry. Sports in general. Hey, do you have one? Oh, hey, perfect. apparently there's a well-known book among mecha fans that is written in Piscine. Okay. Oh, when it said mecha books, it's an engineering book. It's not a mecha book. Boy, I'd love a mecha book. Yeah, so that's why, you know, whenever I play games featuring or experience media featuring, you know, teachers and students, I find the interactions more interesting nowadays, for sure, because I think of, well, how would this be here? One of the best ones, honestly, was Interview with Monster Girls. It's an anime. Not to be confused with Monster Musume, that's very different. This one it's about a teacher teaching monster girls, and oh my god, if she's gone, I will scream. Oh no! Well, that sucked. I can't believe we got the last one and the timer set. All because we fell down because I was talking about anime. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip time ahead just a bit so that hopefully we can do that again. But, there's, but what was I saying? I hope those items don't go away. Let's hope not. No, it's about a teacher and his experience with modifying the school for students who are monster girls. And it's a big allegory for how we, as, you know, like a society, should rejig our classroom types for students with disabilities. And it's so interesting. And it provided a teacher-to-teacher relationship that was so real to me, being someone who's going into the teaching profession. I really cannot stress the praises of this show enough, because it is really good. It's also cute and stuff, which is nice. It's, you know, fun and funny. I enjoyed it. I actually talked about it in one of my classes there. And the nice thing about university that you learn very quickly is everyone there knows that they're smart. And as such, by everyone there, okay, I'm just trying to think now, like, it just says give the application, so I think we're good. By everyone there knowing that each other is smart, there's nothing wrong with saying, oh man, like, okay, for example, oh man, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I'm going to do a presentation on it in school. And it's not like those videos you see, oh, I hate those videos, of students, like, doing presentations in school and they're filmed and then they're uploaded to YouTube. It's like, boy, does My Little Pony presentation. And it's like, oh, that sucks. Wow. Whew. Because everyone there is academically achieved. Like, to get to university, you have to be smart, right? Or at least sneak by like I did, because woof. By doing that, there's such an interesting, like, everyone's accepting of what you present on. Now, the only thing was, and I'll let this play out first. Okay, so it does take into consideration if the time skip happens. Perfect. Hey. Nice. What was I saying? Oh, right. There was one presentation that happened at university by a first year student that I will never forget, because, oh boy, it was kind of like one of those videos. And we're in a class on the idea of the Shakespearean, or the Arthurian legend. So being the legends, also Diana's not there yet, so I'm going to fast forward time just a bit. The legends of King Arthur, you know, Arthur and the Knights of Justice, you know, like that cool stuff. Except it's like the idea that the King Arthur legend it's the basis of every single, like, story, pretty much. And it even goes to saying, like, that itself was in turn based on the story of Jesus. And, like, it was a really interesting class, and the teacher's whole premise was that he hated Thor the Dark World, which was an interesting way to do the year. And also, I agree with him, that movie's terrible. Because it first came out when when I was there. And at the time, I'm like, I didn't hate it. And I'm like, I don't get it. Why does he hate it so much? But now looking back, no, that movie's bad. But in that class, so we had to do that. So I did mine on JoJo. And I got a good grade on it because, well, specifically part 1. Because, yeah, part 1 follows that formula to a T. It's, you literally have, you know, the young squire, young Jonathan, who is, you know, gets a master, and then the master dies, and like, well, spoilers, I guess, but, yeah, so it's like, it works out really well, and so someone in that class decided to do it on Neon Genesis Evangelion, which, seeing, is Diana just not there? Weird. Yeah, wait, what? But seeing a student try and explain Evangelion to a teacher was crazy. Mind you, he saw me, I had to explain to him, the only thing that was weird with my JoJo presentation was I did say the name Robert E.O. Speedwagon, and he said, wait, are you saying that there's a character named R.E.O. Speedwagon? And I was like, yes, it's from Japan. The author likes to name it after artists he listened to. And he said, okay, that's fine. But when the guy was up there explaining Ava, it was, okay, yeah, no, it's gotta be, I screwed up. I think I have to be in the room. Explaining Ava to a teacher, a professor, a guy who has written books, that was special and an amazing thing to watch. Okay, so now we just gotta find Diana, I guess. Yeah, I cannot... Hey, here we go. There she is. Perfect.
Diana, 時のタリスマンの材料全部集めてきたよ。確かに受け取りました。あとは私の方で作っておきましょう。
It's gonna take a little bit. She throws it together in about an hour and a half. Wow, that's actually really fast. Just chilling, sitting on the couch. Talisman time. Time control talisman that proves its bearer worthy of face. That is the time demon that I fought. Alright, let's restore time. And by that, I don't think it's gonna work. Well, we are in the last story segment, so we'll have to see here. But, alright. Let's get the team together and head on into the Pollux Labyrinth again. Or no, yeah, is this Pollux that we're going to? Yes, right? Well, we'll see here. Okay, so as for my party, let's go with, grab Akko. Let's go team. Let's clear this as fast as possible. Well, yeah, let's get Constance in there because I want to use mecha again. It's the cool stuff. It's also good for thumbnails, so thank you for that. And yeah, we're going to Pollux, right? Yeah, let's do this. Have a rematch with the Time Demon. Thankfully, I hope there's no boss rematches, because then I'll have to fight the Ice Dragon again, but we'll see here. And that episode went up, and no one told me that I did it wrong or anything, so that makes me think that it's just a bad boss. Let's kill these dudes as soon as possible. I wonder if I have to hit the switches again. Part of me hopes I do. Really? Right now? Right now? Really? Okay. I'm not going to complain. It's still super cool every time. Speaking of Evangelion, is it Evangelion or Evangelion? I don't know. Either way, I have not myself experienced the joy of that series. There's some series that I just decide to wiki dive on, and I know some people hate that. I feel like I'm past the point of being able to watch Eva from the start. Okay, part of me, I'm gonna go up here and see if this is gonna be open. Let's see here. Well, that's open. Let's see here, because we'll see if we do this. I'm past the point of being able to watch it blind and give my reactions. It's too old and I know too much at this point, which is a bit of a shame. But, so I decided to wiki dive on it, and boy, it would not be a show I'd be able to handle well. The gray goo stuff, which I know the series ends with, which, oh, they locked? Oh, we have to do it again. So, I know how Evangelion ends, and I know it is... Did the last ever movie come out even? I don't even know. But, like, now that I know how it ends, I would know I'd be terrified of it, so I'm kind of happy I haven't watched it. But, I've wiki-dived it enough to know enough about it. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with it. There's a few things I've done that for, or things I don't care enough about. Like, I know I got to a point where I'm just like, oh man, you know, I'm hearing people say cool stuff about Attack on Titan, so I decided to just give a big wiki dive on it. And, woof, I kind of a bit slightly ruined my experience, because I was playing through Attack on Titan on the Switch and really enjoying it, but I was like actually really into the mystery of what the heck's going on, and I'm like, this is a good story and a good mystery. And so then I was, you know, looking into it, and, you know, I was looking forward to learning what it is by playing it. And then I wiki dived. Oh yeah, there he is. He's looking through. That's cool. Then I wiki dived and I learned too much, and I got really disappointed. And that's one of the only times a wiki dive has ever led me astray. I remember wiki diving JoJo when I wanted to get into JoJo and didn't want to read it. That changed quickly. But I remember wiki diving it. That got me excited. I'm like, whoa, look at all this cool stuff. And I got super excited for that. When I was catching back up on One Piece, which kind of happened to actually, I'm going to be, okay, here's a bit of a confession. During Pirate Warriors 3, I didn't know that much about the current arcs of One Piece. And then after, because honestly, I got to Dressrosa and decided to try and catch up from Dressrosa. I don't know, I watched a bit of Hazard Punk, and I was like, you know, I'm watching this, and I'm like, it's aight. And that was when I started to learn I don't like the One Piece anime currently. Apparently it got better, and it's actually doing really cool stuff now. But, yeah, so I decided to instead... Also, yeah, I'm showing this all again, and it probably shouldn't, but, oh, that's a cool attack. But I decided to start reading it instead, because I heard about Gear 4 and how cool it was, right? So I decided to, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to read it instead of watch it. And once I started reading it, I'm like, wow, this is good. There's been a couple things where I've decided to, instead of watching, to give it a read, which I was very happy about. I remember the thing that got, because there's a while where I'm like, I don't want to read it, I want to watch it, thinking that it'd be quicker for me to watch it instead of read it, and oh boy, I was wrong. Reading One Piece is so much faster. It's so much faster. I guess I should also say, there is a new manga of Little Witch Academia that I think is coming out, and I think it's not done by, but with consideration by Yo Yoshinari, so that's cool. But, yeah, so that's cool. But, like, no, that was a thing that I quickly learned I was wrong about. I also read all of Berserk, which was an adventure. That story is amazing. And, oh man, Berserk is so good. It's also super not friendly for, you know, young audiences, so I don't tell many people. In fact, not even young audiences. It's pretty bad for general audiences, so I don't tell many people you know, about it, but, well, normie people. Of course I tell nerds. But it's really good. It's one of those classics, and I'm like, oh man, it's just a shame that you have to wait, like, in a year, you might get a few chapters, and it's like, oh man. And the recent chapters have been just as amazing art. Okay, this is weird. Why does it sometimes just not let me through? There we go. The recent chapters have been, I know some people say the art's getting worse, but like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's just as good. There was one chapter where the art looked like there was some art that was definitely, looks like he sort of like redid some shots from previous ones, but I don't think there's a problem with that. Like, you don't have to redraw a scene of them walking, but it even featured like new additions and stuff. Like, it wasn't even just the same. So it's, I don't know, man. But no, that's another one. There's a couple things that I think I should get into reading. The only problem is, A, reading's expensive for manga. Though I will say, now that I am a teacher, and especially one with a classroom, there's definitely a few that I can get and then just put onto my teacher credit card. Because honestly, I gotta say, like, you know, getting kids to read is tough nowadays. But you know what they love? They love comics. They actually have such good comic literacy nowadays, just because of the fact that they, like, that's something that they'll read on Instagram or whatever kids use nowadays just for kind of fun. So, like, that's really cool. And I brought comic books to my classroom when I was teaching it at the school I was subbing at there, and they were super into it, and that's dope. So I really hope that, you know, to sort of help get some kids to read that, I might grab some manga and buy it for them. Mind you, it'll have to be kid-friendly stuff, so it's not going to be, I'm not going to be grabbing, heck, even One Piece for these kids. But, you know, like, something. It's always fun. But, no, I do like that. Raging Bullhorns, hey, those are good. Apple Pie, I'll take that. I'm fine with doing this here if I have something to talk about, so that's cool. When I was a kid, I remember I was just telling my sister about this, because it was funny, because my sister, I was talking to her, and I said, oh, it's just like a Shonen Jump, and she said, Shonen what? And mind you, she knows about manga and, you know, even Japanese words. She's like, what does boy jump mean? I'm like, what? And I realized, like, she's so young, she's never experienced what Shonen Jump is. But back in the day, when I was in school, like, this was the only way, you know, a school could, like, condone. Also, we were super comboing that dude. That was cool. The school sort of condoned manga was that you would go to the school fair, or whoa, we're sliding. The school fair or the book fair or the book order forms, and they would have Shonen Jumps. And I remember back in the day, you could just, like, buy for, you know, $12 2 to 3 chapters of all the manga going on right now by Jump, mind you. But I remember back in the day, my friends and I would buy a whole bunch of them and just trade them around, and that was the coolest thing. You'd be able to read through so many different manga at the same time, like we were reading all at the same time. Dragon Ball, original Yu-Gi-Oh!, early One Piece, what else was there? There was a lot. There was some, there was Sandland in there. Do people even know about Sandland? Akira Toriyama's Sandland? That was an interesting one. There was a whole bunch, and like back in the day when you're at school, those were so cool and really got us interested in reading. I remember doing a book report on, it was Shaman King, the few chapters of Shaman King in the Shonen Jump, and that was fun. I really enjoyed that. But but I was talking to my sister, and she doesn't know what Shonen Jump is because it's not published anymore. It's only done digitally, and that's really sad. That makes me so sad. I was thinking, like, we need that back, you know, that physical publishing to get it, because otherwise manga is way too expensive, and it sucks, because I know you're supposed to support them legally, but man, how do people buy One Piece? It's almost at the 1000th chapter. Also, this dude is super hyper dead. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. Let's get some. Oh, I was going to talk about. So yeah, in the book fairs and stuff, there was a couple manga that we were able to just buy. And I remember the one time there was one manga that I'd never heard of, and I was like, but for the sheer fact my Catholic school was selling this manga, it must be good, right? or it must be like, you know, whatever. And it was called Rave Master. And also that title is so good. I love it. It has nothing to do at all with rave, although there was a lot of music related stuff in it. But it was the manga done by the guy who later went on to do Fairy Tail. And sadly, it didn't get as good as Fairy Tail did for sales or anything at all. Which makes me sad, because that could have... what is that flying thing there? Oh, it's a slime. Because it's so much better than Fairy Tail, like, in every way. Which is a shame, because, man, I wish... It did get a GameCube game, as well as a Game Boy Advance game that was really bad. But, no, so there was... so I remember getting that, and it was the first 3 issues you got. And it was so cool, and I loved it, and... Oh, man. I want to bring that back, you know? Mind you, it also was not something I would say is super appropriate for kids. There was a bit of the stuff... Like, well, you know what? I say that now kind of in retrospect, but honestly, like, it was fine for me, but all it takes is one complaining parent, and you're in trouble, so I don't know. But, no, it was really good, and I do recommend giving that a look if you're interested in a good, completed manga. It's about a dude named Haru Glory. It's about the world exploded and what happened after that. But he has a sword called the 10 Powers. It's a sword that can turn into 10 different swords, and that alone was like, I'm super into this. I only ever saw, I think, 3 of them. Maybe 4. But man, what a cool sword. Actually, it's kind of weird because a lot of the characters just got imported into Rave Master after. I mean, into, it was Rave Master, into Fairy Tail. Like, Plu, the mascot, comes from Rave Master. But it's in Fairy Tail. It's weird. Regardless, I do just, you know, say, hey, go give that a look if you're interested. I think in Japan it's actually called Groove Adventure Rave, which is still such a good title. But, yeah. So if you had manga you read while you were a kid, tell me about it in the description. I'm legitimately interested in hearing what your experiences were. So... let's put down this bad boy once more. He wasn't hard last time. He won't be hard this time, I don't think. Right. Let's hit him on his stupid face. Not get hit. There we go. Hit him with that. There we go. Hey, if we could get another like, mecha attack, that'd be kind of cool. See how much this will do, though. Actually didn't do that much compared to last time. And we're out of MP, but that's fine. Yeah, it looks like he has more HP this time. I should try and do more dash attacks to avoid him. That dealt good damage. Hey, Diana, could you, like, do something? That missed. Wonderful. That hits so high vertically. Oh, now he's again mad. How do you avoid that? Probably with a quick step, but... Oh, we can hit the hand too? Oh, cool. Well, that's good to know. Oh man, look at that damage. Nice. Uh-oh. Gotta run, gotta run. Didn't work. Very nice. Oh, yes! Go! Oh, man, with the hype music in the background, that's dope. I think that beat him. Yeah! I think because of our time gem we did it. Oh, please don't tell me that had to be equipped. I sure hope not. Hey, give us some items though. There we go. We got a bunch of stuff apparently that I can't see. Cool beans. What do we get? Raging Bullhorn, Classic Witch Ring, a micro car. Okay. And some items there at the end. Did we get any S-rank stuff? We did get a twin rod of toxin. Cool. What is the micro car? Is it just a small car? I guess that would make sense. That's what micro means. Small, right? We got Ares, Grus, Booties, and Pictor. I'm sorry, we got Ares! Ooh, he's got a nice deep voice. Also one of the few males in the voice cast. Oh. Well, that explains some of what was going on before. Okay, well that sort of helps explain why the other paths kind of ended the way they did. Kind of. Restoring it gets rid of their memories. Got it. That makes a bit of sense. Not the dream one. That one was a dumb one. Third time's a charm. All's well that ends well, right? We're gonna see the ghost girl again, aren't we? Yep. Why you gotta do this? But thankfully, I think this means we're now into the actual final story, though, because that's the only way to actually explain. Unless I did something wrong, and we're now have to do something else, but I don't think so. So we'll have to see. First wonder. Well, okay, it's been slightly more than the first, but a new. Oh wow, okay, very hard difficulty added. That's fine. Okay, so no, I guess we do keep our memories. Slightly. What's up? We got all our memories. They all converged. Yeah, I'm happy we're finally addressing this, but why? Intelligence 2.
共通する点？ルーナノバ七不思議ということじゃないよね。
七不思議と呼ばれる現象の原因はさすがにあなたでも覚えているでしょ。
原因ってあ、そっか、魔法の鍵だ。
そうです。そしてあなたが関わった七不思議は6つ。
最後の一つも魔法の鍵が引き起こしてる？
そうとは言い切れません。
なんで？
小さい魔法の鍵は別として、すでに私たちの手元には7種の魔法の鍵が揃っています。
そっか、鍵箱には最初から1本入ってたから。
だからこそ最後の七不思議には何か今までとは異なる意味があるかもしれない。
最後の七不思議って確か。
ええ、図書室の幽霊です。
Alright, investigate the ghost in the library. Let's just go, I guess. There's the microcar. Oh, that's what she drove around as a mouse, wasn't it? Or am I
図
confused?
書室の幽霊か。そんなの見かけたことないけどな。
Gather information, but sure. There's no events going on now, which is rather curious. I don't know. That was... I guess we could talk to the journalism... Oh! There she is! Just right there! She's kind of cute.
モリー・マッキンタイヤ。あ、そうそう、モリー。私、影薄いからね。そんなことないよ。あ、私、かがりあつこ。知ってる。あっこ、有名だもん。
I'd rather go with infamous, but...
いろんな意味で。詳しくは聞かないでおく。あ、そうだ、モリー、図書室の幽霊について何か知らない？ほら、ルーナノバ七不思議の一つの。図書室の幽霊？確か落ちこぼれの魔女だったんだよね。
Oh, hey, that sounds familiar.
うん。もともとは魔法黄金期にルーナノバに通っていた生徒。へえ、詳しいね。七不思議に興味があったからちょっと調べてみたの。それなら何か新たに分かったら教えて。うん。あ、でもダメか。え？なんでもないの。こっちの話。
Oh, that's really sad to realize. I've never seen her till this point except as the ghost girl, who she clearly is. But hey, that's fine. Okay, so we can go to the entrance to find out something. Let's head to the entrance to find out something. Hey, how's it going, Teach? Yeah, summer vacation tomorrow. Still waiting on it tomorrow. That never came. You find out anything, Amanda? We're in a poll. How can there be a latest rumor? We are in a time loop, Amanda. Oh, no, I didn't listen to them.
そうそう、なんか落ちこぼれの魔女だったらしいよ、図書室の幽霊。
へえ、ならアッコは特に気をつけないとな。
え、なんで？
同じ落ちこぼれの魔女ってことで取りつかれやすそうだからな。
それならアマンダもでしょ。っていうか、私は落ちこぼれじゃないし。
Go to the library. Okay, I will. Alright, let's see. What are they talking about? Saw with my eyes. Just vanished. Turned transparent and then she was gone. Wow, spooky. Wait, I just saw the old set. Well, they did. Okay, so we do know that they just replace the wonders as it goes on. So these are mostly like the new 7 wonders. It's not like they've always been around. So we do know that at least. Oh, we're gonna get from everyone, aren't we?
何か図書室の幽霊について分かった？全然ダメ。図書室から出てきて消えたんだって。消える？もしかして透明魔法だったりして。透明魔法？
Oh. Sure.
図書室から出て透明魔法を使う理由が想像つかないけど。 ダメじゃん。何かヒントとかあるといいんだけどな。図書室の幽霊以外の七不思議の場所にもう一度行ってみたら？どうして？ほら、犯人は事件現場に戻るってミステリー小説とかでよくあるから。そうなんだ。他に当てがあるわけじゃないし、行ってみようかな。
Okay, well, do we have to just go to... I guess we have to go to all the 7 Wonder locations. Sure, why not? Might as well do it. Thankfully, they're all mostly on the first floor here, just with one on the lookout and one in the storeroom. So let's get all the ones here first, so we can go through the courtyard, which by that point, I wasn't even 100% realizing that was one of them, but we'll see here. What's going on here? It's here. That was the creepy doll, right? Okay, well, Molly's... Okay, this is...
アッコも呪いのドールを見に来たの？そういうわけじゃないけど。呪いのドールはいなさそうだね。どんな踊りをするのか。本当は精霊が踊っていて、誰かがそれをドールと見間違えたのかもしれない。
That's it? Okay, well, we're on to the next one. In the calf, which is the wet chair, which again is the worst wonder ever, but sure. Aight, show me this chair that is constantly moist. Why are you... You're sitting... Wait, what? Kids your age? Yeah, right? That's a red alert in my eyes, but hey, intelligence 2 once again strikes. Even with us bumping it, even with us augmenting it, it'll never exceed. So let's go up to the other 2 here. UFOs in the courtyard. Hands are in the garden, and then we can go... I will just, because we got, how many do we got for the, we got 16 of those, so I can warp up there and then get some more on the way back down, which will be nice. 16 more warp points? Heck, man, I'll take it. Also, yeah, I just realized, I was thinking to myself, we don't have the ability to turn into a mouse. Then I realized, no, we totally have the metamorphosis magic. Oh, this is also the, catching the skeleton. It was the key, obviously. Do you notice how her uniform is, like, faded out? Either making it look like a old uniform, as in it's an old style, or it could just be faded out like it's been used for a long time. I see what they doing. Is the other one here? No, it's in... So then it's the observatory is the UFO, right? Okay. The western lookout there. Right. We're making our way through them. It doesn't take too long. Thankfully, by going up to the store, we'll be able to get there pretty quickly. Yep, otherwise we would have had to crank the age rating up.
森、地面から手が生えてきそう？残念だけど。なんで地面から生えてくるのが手なんだろうね。死体が埋まってるとか？
Spooky, except not really, we're
そん
witches.
な風に想像した子が考えたんだと思うな。
Aight, so let us warp up to the... Let's go up to Academy Store A, so we can wrap around to the Academy Store B and get some more of these. But I think also, because we're coming up on time, I will say thank you all for watching, and next time we'll get those last 2 locations before we go on to possibly getting into the end game. I think we will. So we'll see you then for some more Little Witch Academia Chamber time, guys. Ciao.